Hey everybody, I am excited to bring you a quick overview of our preschool lesson for this week. So this preschool lesson is the last lesson in our fall curriculum. So in your Sunday school classrooms, your curriculum for the winter season is there. Sarah and I already split up your activity pages and grouped them for you. So that's ready for you for as you get ready to plan and head into the winter season. So this week, our lesson in the preschool actually begins to introduce the Christmas story. And it starts with the prophets who talked about Jesus. And so an important thing is to tell and remind the kids what a prophet is. So a prophet is someone who God spoke to, and then they told the people what God said. Is a very simple definition for that. Some examples that we've seen were Ezekiel, Samuel, and so those we've talked about pretty recently that they would remember. This week, our lesson comes from about 4 scriptures and some examples of those prophecies. So I just want to take just a second and read it to you. So the first one comes from Isaiah 7:14. And Isaiah 7:14 says, "Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and you shall call his name Emmanuel." And remember, the book of Isaiah was written hundreds of years before Jesus was ever born. And all of these things that Isaiah said about Jesus came true. Mary was a virgin. She had never been with a man, and yet she conceived a son who was fully God and fully man, and he came to dwell and live and tabernacle here on the earth with us. The next one that comes up in our lesson is one of the most quoted ones, I think, at Christmas time. It's from Isaiah 9:6. "For unto us a child is born, to us a son is given. The government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." And then also from chapter 11, "And there shall come forth from a shoot, from the stump of Jesse, a branch from his roots shall bear fruit, and the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord. And his delight shall be in the fear of the Lord. He shall not judge by what his eyes see, or decide disputes by what his ears hear. But with righteousness he shall judge the poor, and decide with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall strike the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips he shall kill the wicked. Righteousness shall be the belt of his waist, and the faithfulness the belt of his loins." And then from Micah 5:2, "But you, O Bethlehem Ephratah, who are too little to be among the clans of Judah, for you shall come forth from me, one who is to be the ruler in Israel, whose coming forth is from old, from ancient days." So we see in just these few verses that all of these things that the Old Testament spoke about came true through the birth of Jesus, born in Bethlehem, a descendant of Jesse, and that he would be God in the flesh. All of those things are so important because they prove that Jesus really was the Messiah and the one that they had waited so many years for. So there are some activities that you're going to do. It has that you can make a bell wristband, and there are some jingle bells in the resource room if you would like to do this craft. And then there are some pipe cleaners, and you will just slide those on, and then they'll wear it. And as they wear it, you can talk about how when you hear that bell, you know it's coming. Same thing like when I hear Jackie come in and he rattles his keys. Like I can hear him before I ever see him with my eyes. And that is how prophecy works. These were pictures of the things that they would see that would point out that who Jesus was before they could even recognize and see for themselves who he was. So there are lots of exciting things coming for Christmas. I hope you and your family, though, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope it's full of rest and just sweet moments of times where you can thank the Lord for all the things that He's doing in your life and in our church and in the lives of our students. So I hope you know how much you're appreciated and how we are so incredibly thankful for you and for your dedication to be so faithful to serve and to prepare. It means the world to your students. I look forward to celebrating this holiday season with you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.